Hi, my son. This, Sebastien, is Utah's capital. Is that what you call it? That's called a sunset. Seb, I was listening to a health talk at the grocery store using the Wi-Fi. And the man who was giving the talk is a Chinese herbalist. He's very knowledgeable about Chinese herbs. And he said something that is very profound. He said, the genome is an antenna. The genome is an antenna. So, do you know what that means, Seb? He's talking about the human genome. Well, I guess any genome, but the human genome, okay? DNA. The helix. The human genome is an antenna. And that is very profound, Seb. And then the Wi-Fi cut off. The Wi-Fi died. And so I came here and I'm going to meditate. That's very significant, Seb, because Maharishi pulled out all Wi-Fi off of MUM. So all the computers, well, I shouldn't say all, most computers at MUM are hardwired. And the idea was that Maharishi said that it's the information that is carried by the Wi-Fi radio waves. It's the information that is carried in those waves that may impact the DNA. So if we go very deeply into the DNA, if we zoom in, and if we get really, really close to a DNA and the DNA looks to us as if it's gigantic, that's a DNA strand. Those radio waves that are hitting it, if it's true that the genome is an antenna, so we can start to imagine that those radio waves that are hitting the genome, that's having an effect at the, if you go way, way down at the microscopic level and you look at these little DNA strands. So perhaps Maharishi is right. Perhaps the information that is in these radio waves, the information in those waves, the wave has an amplitude and a frequency, right? You can have a small wave or a wave with a large amplitude, and then there's also the frequency. How often does the crest of that wave pass through? That's the frequency. So, I am very interested, Seb, I'm not a physicist. I have no formal training, no training whatsoever in physics. But this is a big deal, because if it is true that the human genome is an antenna, Sebastien, I'm sitting here in a park, okay? Do you know how many Wi-Fi networks I am able to see with my iPhone right now? It's between 5 and 10. And I'm sitting here like in a park, okay? I'm far away from everything. And my iPhone is able to see between 5 and, depending on the intensity of the signal, between 5 and 10 Wi-Fi networks. So what this means, Sebastien, this idea that I'm becoming fascinated with is EMF pollution, okay? Where we know about air pollution, water pollution. EMF pollution, Seb, it's becoming difficult to go anywhere without being subjected, willingly or unwillingly, to EMF pollution. You're sitting in a park and you think that you're surrounded by trees, but you're getting bombarded by these EMF, pollution. So, this is not something to go crazy with. I mean, the fact is, we're not all dead yet, but it's a big deal, because if it's true that the genome is an antenna, well, what is, someone is sleeping in their bedroom with a Wi-Fi router, 8 feet away from them. Not to mention that their neighbor also has a Wi-Fi router in their home, and that's also adding to the Wi-Fi. So at what point does this start to make a difference? Now, Seb, my son, I'm going to meditate, Seb. I'm going to... If people knew, Sebastien, how much bliss, and how much joy I can experience when I just sit here. So I just sit here on a bench, okay? If people knew how much bliss I can experience just closing my eyes, sitting here, meditating, going deep, deep within. People, not everyone is aware, just how intense the bliss can be. You're just sitting here, and so, people walk through the park, and I'm in absolute, heaven. So, okay, my son, that's my spiel for today. Okay, I love you, Seb. Bye.